Hello everyone, welcome to our webinar 10 Ancient Secrets to Attract the Income You Want Easily and Quickly. First of all, I want to ask you a question. Do you have a good relationship with money? Do you feel like you are a free-range human or a caged human? Be honest with yourself. I'm Dr. Julia Tan. For simplicity, my clients call me Dr. J. Well, you can call me anything, just don't call me late for dinner. A healthy and tasty dinner, of course. And for those of you who don't know me, you might wonder who is Dr. J. If you search on the internet, you actually will find thousands of Dr. J's there. Now, this Dr. J is 5 feet tall, petite fireball, as my clients call me. I'm not a 6 feet, 4 inches tall Dr. J who plays basketball. Okay, so it's a different Dr. J. A lot of times people think I'm a male who plays basketball well. No, I'm not that Dr. J. So I'm going to share with you some of my backgrounds that you actually would consider as a miracle, which I do anyhow. And because I used the secrets that I'm going to share with you today, so because of that, I was able to accomplish a lot of things in America, even though I'm a first generation immigrant. And be aware, I'm not bragging. I'm just sharing with you what's possible when you use these secrets. If I can use that to succeed as a first generation immigrant, and our ancient wealthy ancestors can also use those secrets to succeed, then you can too. Okay, so everybody can. There's no exceptions. So let me share with you what was the miracle that I accomplished one by one when I came to this country. I don't want to share with you all my life in Taiwan. Otherwise, you're going to be with me for 3 days, 3 nights, and that'll be too long. Okay, so let me just focus on my lives in America. First of all, I'm a first generation immigrant. I came from Taiwan to the US in 1971 to pursue a master's degree in psychiatric mental health nursing at Boston College. And at that time, I did not have money. I did not speak English. English is my first language. So today you still hear me speaking with some accent. But some people like my accent, and the Hollywood therapist who used to correct the accent of movie stars told me to keep my accent, so I did. Okay, so today you are still listening to my accent, but I hope you enjoy the content. What I want to share with you is not that I got a master's degree. What I want to share with you is that when I did not have money, I borrowed $1,500 at that time, about 40 years ago. $1,500 is a lot of money. And I borrowed $1,500 for my airfare and a few months of living expenses. And when I came to this country, I met a stranger who was so kind and so generous, who wrote a check of $1,500 for me to pay off the debt I incurred when I was in Taiwan. And then I kept doing that. And so for 3 years, I was able to pay off all the $1,500. And not only that, 23 years later, after I got my master's degree, I happened to be in the Boston area. So I swim by to visit my previous professor. And as we were chatting, she wondered, how come you chose Boston College at the time to come for your degree, even though you have a few admission acceptance at the time? So I say, I don't know, because Boston College just give me a scholarship, tuition scholarship. So for the sake of money, I came to Boston College. And she said, what? Uh, Foreign students were not supposed to get any scholarships. At that time, I was considered foreign, even though today I'm a naturalized citizen. So I hope I'm not foreign anymore. But at the time, I was considered as a foreign student. So my professor said, what happened? Why you got a scholarship? And I really don't know what happened. So she thought for a while and she said, oh, I know, because at the time I signed my name on your petition for student aids by mistake. My signature means yes, you can get the tuition scholarship. And I made a mistake by signing my signature on your petition too. So I meant to go back to correct it, but I forgot. So here I went. Because my professor forgot to correct her error. So I became a foreign student, probably the only first foreign students, the first one and the last one who got tuition scholarship. And boy, oh boy, they really helped me for the 2 years when I was in a foreign country to get my master's degree. So these are two miracles I want to share with you when I first came to this country. Now let's look at the next miracle. The next miracle is that I obtained a doctorate in psychiatric mental health nursing from UC San Francisco in 1981. And the real miracle is that in 1978, when I applied for admission, and the admission staff wrote to me, they wrote next letter to me and saying that, oh, as a foreign student, I was foreign again, okay? So they say, as a foreign student, we don't accept foreign students' application for a doctoral program because you got your bachelor degree from National Taiwan University in Taiwan. So you are considered a foreign student. So I wrote back. I was mad. I said, what do you mean? I got my master's degree at Boston College and I got A's and B's and I finished the program in 2 years, just like everybody else. So you can see I was a good student and I can make it. So the next thing I knew was that one Saturday morning, their admission staff called me and said, oh, we accept your admission. And besides, we offer you a full scholarship. A full scholarship at that time means that tuition scholarship plus stipend. Stipend covers the living expenses too. So for next 3 years, I was able to focus on my study and have all my financial issues covered. And that was a miracle for foreign students because I used the secret to manifest a smooth process to get my doctorate. And before I finished my doctorate at UC San Francisco, the next miracle happened was that UCLA recruited me as a young professor in their university to be in charge of a national demonstration project from National Institute of Mental Health, which was, still is, the highest organization in America for mental health. And I also have quite a few local and state grants to help my students to pursue their higher level of success. So at that time, other professors can envy me and say, Dr. Tan, look at you. You have all this money in your hands and you have all these secretaries to help you. We had to share a secretary, 3 professors share a secretary, but you alone got 3 secretaries to help you to finish your work. My goodness, they were kind of very envious about that. So again, that was my manifestation. Now let's look at the next miracle. The next one is that in 1987, I had to make a decision. Do I want to stay at UCLA to get my tenure, or do I want to go out there to hustle out and allow my creativity to grow and expand? So as you know, I chose the latter. Not in academia anymore. I'm my own boss. I'm my own boss, and I'm on my own to really decide what I want to do. So that was a very difficult decision at the time because in the beginning it was very hard that I had to work so hard to pay every penny of my bills. And even though I was happier and more creative, however, my mom even told me, and she cried when she told me, she said, why would you give up your job at UCLA as a professor, which has a nice life, and become a very hardworking entrepreneur? But I was so happy that I make my decision because after I quit UCLA, I decided to host my own radio and TV talk shows on the holistic approach to health and success. At that time, I was one of the pioneers advocating holistic health, which is without drugs, without surgery, and just focus on nutrition, stress management, and herbs. Okay, so it was a very new approach at that time, 40 years ago. But because people like my accent and like my content, they follow me for a long, long time, about 20 years, until I really got tired and I need to do something else. So for 20 years, I have the radio and TV talk shows, and through my manifestation, that people love my accent and love my content. So let's look at the next miracle. The next one is that in 1996, I formulated my own herbal products. Prior to that, actually in 1978, oh, I'm sorry, 1987, when I quit UCLA, the same year, my father passed away. He was killed by a hospital because at year 64 and a half, he went to the hospital for a checkup and they inject the dye into his spinal cord for a test, but that sent him into instant coma and he never came out of it. So a month later, he died. And he was in Taiwan. I was in America. I couldn't go home because I just started my new business and I couldn't leave. But he came to my dream. He showed me a bottle of encapsulated herbs. And then he disappeared. So I got an idea. I say, thank you, Dad. He basically told me that I need to incorporate herbs in my practice. So I searched and I found quite a few MLM. That means multi-level company. They have herbs, Chinese herbs, and I used their herbs at a time. However, their herbal products are expensive because they had to pay so many layers of people. They are MLM, remember? And their products did not really help my clients to get to the point. So I decided to formulate my own formula. And you might wonder, where did you get your herbal knowledge? To make the story short, I was a sickly baby when I was born. And when I was 2 weeks old, my mother thought I died. But my neighbor, when he went to our house, be aware at that time there was no in-house bathroom. There was only our house in Taiwan. It was a third world country. So he heard my mom crying because my mom was alone. My grandparents were stuck in typhoon. There was a typhoon season. Typhoon in Taiwan means hurricane in America. So my grandparents were stuck in typhoon and couldn't come home. And my father was imprisoned by Chiang Kai-shek troops. And the time Chiang Kai-shek lost his battle to the communists in China, so he came to Taiwan. He took over Taiwan, and he was afraid that all the able men may resist him. So he imprisoned all the able men in Taiwan. Even though my father was a farmer, but his friend was a political figure, so he was in prison just the same. So here my mom was stuck with the firstborn and did not know what to do. So my neighbor felt my body and said, wait a minute, she's still warm. She's not too far gone yet. So they hold a hooded tricycle. Be aware, and have no cars. Okay, so they have a hooded tricycle, and they took me to town, and then find a pediatrician who shocked me to life. But the pediatrician told my mom, he said, I really don't know what your daughter has. Why don't you find a Chinese medical doctor tomorrow and to take care of her? I really don't know what to do next. So my mom, the following day, she searched and searched, and she found a very good Chinese medical doctor. And by custom, I was cursed since I was so sickly and I almost died. So the custom dictates that I should be adopted by a Chinese medical doctor. So here I was. My godfather was a Chinese medical doctor. And since I was 2 weeks old, I was raised on herbs. And I also learned a lot about herbs from him. So by 1996, I decided I'm going to use my own herbal knowledge to formulate my own herbs. But be aware, in order to formulate your own herbs, you must have a deep pocket because every single item has a minimum quantity you had to meet. And I did not have a deep pocket then because I have 7 formulas in mind, and 7 formulas times several thousand units in one formula. You can imagine it's a lot. It's like a mountain for me. So I manifest. I visualize that my herbs, my encapsulated herbs, like my father showed me in a dream, is already on the shelf of my client's kitchen counter. And lo and behold, there was a manufacturing company who encountered me and knew about my desire. So the uh, company boss told me, okay, I can work with you. I can start you from a small quantity, like a few hundred units to begin with, and then you gradually increase to our minimum quantity requirement and even more. So I said, yeah, sure, I'll do that. So here we go. I started my own herbal products, my line of herbal product in 1996. Until today, they are still available. They are called Seven Herbal Wonders. And if you go to my website, you will see them. Okay. And the next miracle I want to share with you is that I self-published two best-selling books. These two best-selling books published in 1997. The first book is called Breaking the Yeast Curse. Remember, I broke the curse, so I'm still here. So I felt I need to write a book about it. So I say Breaking the Yeast Curse. The subtitle is Full and Unconditional Love for Magic Healing. The second book is called Healthy and Tasty, Dr. J's Anti-Yeast Cooking. What I found out is that I actually have a severe case of yeast and parasitic infection at the time. That's why I was so sickly. But nobody knew what I have until today. I did a lot of research and I look back and I also help a lot of clients. Then I realized what I had was a severe case of yeast and parasitic infection. I'm sure most of you have that too. You just don't know what you had. But listen to the webinar until the end and you will know better what you can do. Oh, I want to go back to these two books and let you know what's the miracle about these. Okay, what's so miraculous about these two books? Because in order to publish books at that time, you must have thousands of copies available in print form, and it's different nowadays. You can just write an ebook and publish uh, on the internet the second day and doesn't cost you a penny. However, at the time was different. You must have thousands of copies available in order to launch your publishing of the two books. And I did not have a deep pocket at the time. So again, I manifested. And then a printer came to me and say, okay, we can work with you. We can start with you from a few hundred copies. They call it short run. And we can start with you with the short run, and then we can gradually increase you to many thousands of copies each time. So I say, okay, sure, we can do that. And that's another miracle that happened to my two books when I published it. So now let's look at the next miracle. So because there's one miracle after another happened to me when I manifested. So I know, okay, if I teach my clients to do the same, if they can do the same, then I can teach everybody. So I started using my clients as a guinea pig. First of all, I should say I use myself as a guinea pig, and then I use my clients as a guinea pig, a secondary guinea pig. And lo and behold, they all succeeded big time. So for the 10 years period, I was really enjoying the process of helping myself and helping my clients to accomplish what they need, want, and desire. Now I want you to do an honest assessment on your relationship with the money. Let me ask you a few questions and then you can Answer the questions silently and tell yourself what kind of relationship you have. The first question is, do you experience money scare frequently? Money scare means that when you look at your bank account, you know, oh my God, I don't have any resources to cover my expenses this month. I cannot even pay my rent, and I don't have, I cannot rob people to pay Paul. There's an American saying, you rob people to pay Paul, and somehow Peter is not there. So you cannot rob people from, you cannot rob from people, Peter to pay Paul. That's the saying, rob from Peter to pay Paul. Okay, so you cannot do it. And you are just having a lot of anxiety because of that. The next question, do you feel that you work too hard for too little? And a lot of people I know will say yes, yes, yes. Okay, let's look at the next question. Do you need your spouse's approval to use money? Until this day, some of my potential clients still say, oh, your program sounds wonderful. Let me talk to my husband or talk to my wife about that and see what they say. And guess what? Chances are they don't come back to me to tell me yes. Why? Because their spouse vetoed their decision. And do you want to be in that position? Of course, I would assume that you don't want to. But you have that problem. Okay, so let's look at the next miracle. The next question I have for you. The next question is, do you envy people who seem to receive money effortlessly? You tend to say, oh, Joe Blow and Mary Smith tend to have money easily. How come I haven't got my share? How come I had to work so hard and still don't get my share of prosperity? The next question is, do you hesitate to invest in yourself because you're worried about money all the time? Sometimes people say, wow, your program sounds great, but I don't think I can afford it. And I asked, do you have room in your credit card? They say, yes, but I want to save it because I'm not sure I can pay the bills. So tell me, are you in that kind of position? The next question is, do you want to have abundance of money to cover all you need, want, and desire? I hope your answer is yes. The next question, do you feel fear and anxiety when you think of money? In fact, quite a few clients told me they even have trouble sleeping at night when they think about money. Of course, they think about lack of money. They worry, worry, worry. Some say I really worry myself sick. Yeah, they are sick and they had to come to me for treatment. And then one of their fears, they tend to have a lot of fears. One of their fears, the major fears, is actually money scare. The next question I have for you is, do you feel frustrated because you have tried hard to manifest, but the results are disappointing? You tend to say, you know, I worked so hard. However, I still have not won my lottery yet. Even a small amount lottery, it doesn't have to be jackpot lottery, but I don't have that yet. So if you experience all these, then you might want to just listen to what I got to say about the 10 secrets, 10 ancient secrets. In fact, I want to explain to you why I call it ancient secrets, because I did a lot of research. I found that our ancestors, our wealthy ancestors, tend to use the similar secrets that I use, and I summarize them, the 10 most important secrets they use to manifest their success. So if you follow through these 10 secrets, you will succeed too. And I want to let you know, let's take a brief break of 3 minutes, okay? So then you can stretch, or you can go to a bathroom, or you can sip some tea or water. I'm going to have a sip of my cleansing balance tea that is 7 herbal wonders, one of the 7 herbal wonders I created, called cleansing balance tea, and that would help cleanse my throat. My client who are singers, they love this cleansing balance tea because they uh, clean up the mucus in their throat. So let me do that. And 3 minutes later, we would start sharing with you the 10 ancient secrets to attract the income you want. Welcome back. Now I want to share with you the 10 ancient secrets that we all need to know and need to follow on a daily basis. Then we all can be prosperous. The first secret is that you need to be grateful. You need to appreciate and respect money in any form. If you see pennies in the street, pick them up and then thank the universe profusely for the gift. The deeper your gratitude, the more you will receive. Don't say, oh, the pennies, I cannot really use it. It's a small amount of money, so you just ignore it. Don't do that. Otherwise, it's a test the universe is giving to you. If you flunk the test, you will not get bigger reward or bigger gifts later. Now let's look at the secret number 2. Secret number 2 is that you had to make a firm decision. The firm decision means that if you decide to make 5,000 or 50,000 or 500,000 or even 5 million a month, you need to be firm and tell the universe this is what you want to make. And you affirm that every day. Say if you go to the airport the airport ticket counter, and you tell the ticket agent, give me a ticket. And the agent asks you, where are you going? And you say, I don't know. I haven't decided. I'm thinking about that. And the agent will say, sorry, sir, I cannot cut your ticket until we decide, right? So it's common sense. You must decide where you want to go before the universe can help you along. So the firm decision is very important, more important than you realize. A lot of people are wishy-washy about what they want, and therefore they are afraid that their desire is unrealistic and they just don't get it. So doesn't matter. Firm decision could be 5 million or even 5 billion a month. It doesn't matter to the universe, because to the universe it's all the same. It's just a figure. So let's look at secret number 3. Secret number 3 is repetition. You need to affirm the income you want. After you make a decision, you affirm the income you want every day, at least 2 times a day. Once is upon your awakening, and the second time is before you go to bed. Of course, if you can do more, they'll be better. Okay, so repetition and consistency is the key. You heard the expression, squeaky wheels get greased first. So you want to be a squeaky wheels, don't you? Okay, so let's look at the next secret, number 4. Secret number 4 is visualization. When you make a decision, you affirm your decision, then if you couple with vivid visualization and also write things down, if you combine all these, my goodness, it's so powerful. So please follow the secret visualization. If you have trouble visualize, some people do in the beginning. If you have trouble visualize, just write things down, and then you can succeed faster and easier. So now let's look at secret number 5. Secret number 5 is use money wisely. Be aware money has no value unless you use it for a good cause, such as investing in yourself, in personal growth, or helping others in need. Don't think that people in the street begging for money are people, they are lazy. Yeah, they may be lazy, but basically they don't have a good mindset. So you know what I do? I just put a $5 bill in the envelope, and inside the envelope I have an affirmation. Say, I'm whole, perfect, strong, powerful, harmonious, loving, giving, loved, wealthy, healthy, and happy. And I ask them to say this affirmation 300 times a day, because they got time. All day long, they were just begging for money. So they had time to do that. And I'm sure some of them would follow, some of them will not, most of them probably will not. But if I can just help a few people because of that, I'm happy. So use your money wisely. Help yourself or help others. Otherwise, a stack of green paper bills or color paper bills, when they catch fire, they just turn into ashes. And even if you have a large credit line, if the bank decide to take away, you're nothing. Okay, that happened to me in year 2010 when the recession hit. The bank decided to take away my $400,000 credit line, and boy, oh boy, it was hard for me to really get back on my feet because of that. So the credit line and the stack of paper bills means nothing until you use it for a good cause. The next secret, number 6, be a committed tither. Some people might say, tithe, wow, my goodness, I don't have that much money. Okay, so I would suggest you tithe any amount of money you want. Maybe in the beginning, $5, $10, that would even start you off. And then you gradually increase to 10%. Tithe means 10%. Then you increase to 10%. Or I know some wealthy people even tithe 50% of their earnings. For example, the wealthy and kind person who helped me 40 years ago, he actually owned 3 steamship companies in the Big Lake area. And when he was so wealthy, he donated 50% of his income to charity and built temples, etc., support temples. So I want to be able to be doing that in the future too. And maybe you can make it a goal too. But start with being a committed tither. No matter how much money you make, you just tithe, starting from a few dollars to the amount that you feel more comfortable. Now let's look at next secret. Secret number 7, wild imagination. Now money is imagined. Therefore, you can imagine any amount of money you want. Like I said earlier, the difference between 50,000, 5,000, or 5 million, or 5 billion to the universe, actually there's no difference. So since there's no difference to them, why not think big? I personally want to become a billionaire, and I have my plans. I'm not just sitting here and asking money to drop on my lap. I do have my plans, and I implement my plans to help people in a big scale. And meanwhile, I can also become a billionaire and use that $1 billion to help more people. For example, like people like a youth, or people who are on welfare, people who are homeless, and people who are inmates. Those are my goals. And all these are big money. And I am imagining wildly. So follow me, okay? If you have fear, then just think about, what do doctors do? How come she doesn't have fear? And if you don't have fear, you will succeed big time. Just imagine everybody is trying to give you money. And just like this picture, the lady was smiling all the time because everybody was rushing to give her money. The next secret is secret number 8. Be a contributor rather than a competitor. You know, in a contemporary society, competition is the norm, but I want to suggest do something different. Be a contributor means you always help people. You always are sincere in offering people help and support whenever you have a chance. And therefore, when you need it, you also will get the help you need to succeed. Of course, when you help people, don't think, oh my goodness, I want to get help, so I'm helping people now. Just help people sincerely from the bottom of your heart, and you will get a reward from the universe when you need it. Now let's look at secret number 9. Pay yourself first. This one is a difficult one. Even a lot of entrepreneurs would argue with me and say, are you kidding? How can I pay myself first when I don't even have enough money to pay the bills? And that's the problem. You need to pay yourself first. 10% is the norm, but you can start with any amount, just like when you tithe. Just start with any amount, pay yourself first. Then you begin to pay the bills. And chances are you don't have enough money to pay the bills anyhow, so what's the difference? Whether you pay yourself first or pay your bills first. And I would suggest you pay yourself first so you don't feel deprived. At the end of the month, you still have some money to pamper yourself. Like I go to foot massage or manicure, pedicure, etc. So I feel really taken care of. And I hire people to do grocery for me, so I don't have to do the routine grocery shopping. So, you can do all kind of things with these 10%. You pay yourself first. So I would suggest you subscribe to yourself and order now. Don't wait until later. Now, start from now. Now let's look at number 10 secret, keeping secrets. A lot of times people want to share with people excitedly and say, oh my God, I begin to get results. Dr. J's program works. I would say don't do that, okay? Keep the secrets until you succeed big time and consistently. I don't mind when you become millionaire or really manifest a big amount of money and you have surplus every single month. You have a big cushion for your bills every single month. Then you can begin to teach people to do the same. But before then, keep secret. Why? Because most of the people out there do not understand that you actually have a lot of power to manifest what you need, want, and desire. And they would dampen your confidence by saying, are you sure? Are you sure you can do this? And Dr. J don't offer guarantee. Are you sure you want to do this? And by asking those damaging questions, they actually can take away your confidence. And you will flunk. And you wonder why Dr.'s program don't work. Actually, my programs work. It's just that you are not doing it right. Okay, so keep it as a nice secret. And you may wonder why I should become rich. And I'm going to share with you a few reasons you want to become rich, because being rich is actually wonderful. So I want to show you with some benefits so you will know why you need to become rich. In fact, if you are watching this webinar or listen to this webinar, you know deep down you want to become richer. Even if you're rich now, you want to become richer, or if you are not rich, you want to become rich. So you want to ask your question why you want to become rich. Now, let me share with you some of the reason you want to be rich. Being rich actually is very spiritual. Many people want to help a lot of people. Many of my clients say, oh, one of my goals is to help a lot of people, but I just don't have the money to do that. Okay, so when you are wealthy, of course, you will have a lot of money to help people on a big scale. Like what I share with you, I have big goals, so I need big money. It's not for me per se. It's for me to help a lot of people. So if you want to help a lot of people, then you become rich. Don't have a second thought. And the next benefit is that you increase your power. When you are in a needy position, you won't be able to give freely and genuinely, and they will hamper your ability to receive. Remember, when you give more, then you receive more. That's very simple. What goes around comes around. You all know that, okay? So now let's look at the next benefit. The next benefit of being rich is that it gives you confidence. You will feel more confident when you have financial freedom. When you look at your bank account and you see, oh, I have a nice cushion for the next 6 months or even a few years, then you say, wow, it's nice to be rich. Don't you want to be like Bill Gates? He actually is so rich that he has cushion for whole life, many lives to come. Okay, so now he's giving away his money through his foundations, and I'm sure you like to do that too. I hope you do want to do that. Okay, so now let's look at another benefit. Another benefit is you enjoy peace. When you don't have to worry about money and you just work for fun, you will enjoy peace and harmony. Isn't that wonderful? If you can just work for fun, just think about that potential. You should be smiling when you think about it, I hope. Now let's look at another benefit. Another benefit is that less financial conflict means more intimacy. Why? If a couple enjoys abundance, they will not argue about money all the time, and they have more time to make love in bed. They fight less out of bed, and they have more intimacy in bed. I heard some people tell me even, they say, oh, now Dr. J, since we are on your program, we have a better relationships, both in bed and out of bed. Isn't that wonderful? Now let's look at another benefits. There'll be less divorce. And a divorce attorney told me some people got divorced because of financial issues. But then after they married a second time, they have the same issue. Third time, the same issue because they never learn how to manage money. So if you have more money, then of course there will be less disagreement, and therefore there will be less divorces as well. And this is a big one. This benefit is that when you are rich, then you have fewer illnesses. Based on my more than 4 decades of clinical experience, all physical illnesses are actually a reflection of psychological stress, and financial stress is a major stressor. Say, when people get on the program I'm going to suggest toward the end of the webinar, and they follow through the program, then actually they improve in almost every aspect of their lives, physical, emotional, and financial, spiritual as well. So being rich has so many benefits. Don't you want to be rich? And by now, if you agree with me, I'm sure you want to be rich. And let me uh, emphasize to you how you can become super rich. The free 10 secrets I share with you is to get you started on the prosperity path. But the healthy income intensive program that I designed for you actually can help you to become super wealthy. And you look at the screen and you say, huh? It costs 4,000 USD? You must be kidding. No, I'm not. Because I'm going to give you a deep discount. I will give you a 50% discount. So today you only pay 2,000 USD. And some people might say, wow, $2,000 is still a lot. But if you listen to my previous clients, they told me later when they finished the program, they say, wow, in the beginning I thought it was a lot, but then I know actually this is very cheap because I got a lot out of it. Much more than 2,000, of course. So if you are not convinced that this program is for you, I want you to stay tuned and listen to what the program encompasses. I'm going to give you some program highlights that you will understand what a program contains. The program has 4 sections, A, B, C, D, and today I'm going to give you one example in each section so you would have an idea what the program entails. However, I'm not able to give you all the details. Otherwise, as I said, you will be here 3 days, 3 nights, and I won't be able to do that. And you won't be able to be with me for 3 days, 3 nights as well. So I'm just going to give you some highlights. Number A section is that you think and feel prosperous. Remember, Napoleon Hill wrote a book called Think and Grow Rich, and that book swayed the whole world, even though after he passed away, because that worked if you follow through. But I'm going to take you a step higher, that it's easier to even think and feel prosperous. When you are not prosperous, just feel you are prosperous. Fake it until you make it, and you'll be amazed it worked for you. Prosperity will come to you before you know it. Section A, Section B, how to keep your receiving pipeline clear and free flowing. Some people say, in the beginning, it worked for me. Money and opportunities just keep flowing to me, but then they stopped. Why? No, I'm going to give you one example why. If you make a list of people you need to forgive, you probably will have a long list. These are people you think have done you wrong, and you think you forgive them already, but actually they are still in your mind. When you think about them, you still cringe. That means that you need to forgive them. Forgiveness means that you give your right to punish them and punish yourself. When you think about these experiences, they are just experiences. It's just a bad movie, and the bad movie was over, so there's no need for you to even think about them anymore. So this called real forgiveness. And secret number C is that you attract speed prosperity. Some of my clients told me, "Oh, Dr. J, I cannot wait for a few years to attract a big amount of money. I need to pay my bills this week or tomorrow." So I would suggest, okay, put a stack of your bills together and just put a sticker on the top of the bills and handwrite this message. You say, the divine source means big S, capital S, okay? The divine source has paid all these bills completely and fully. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As if it's already done. You thank the universe for helping along. Let me repeat. You say, or in fact, if you have online banking, nowadays a lot of people do online banking, they don't have a stack of paper bills, then you just say, list the bills you need to pay. And then on the top of the bills, you say the same thing. You say, the divine source has paid the following bills completely and fully in time. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So help will come to you very, very miraculously. These bills will disappear one by one, and you often wonder, how did the money come from? I didn't think I had this money. And usually my answer to them is that, also my question to them is, why do you worry? Because if the money came, why do you worry how they came? Just take it, just use it, just accept it, okay? So you can make your bills disappear by enlisting the help from the higher power. Session D is graduation, and you make plans to teach people, whether individuals or a group. And by doing so, you can enrich yourself. But remember, I say keep secret until you succeed big time. Until you achieve big success, still keep secret. So when you graduate and when you manifest what I guide you, then you can begin to teach people in a group setting. In addition to individuals, you can also teach groups, like what I'm doing now. And you can do that. However, remember to keep secrets in the beginning. So, by now, you know there are a lot of benefits that you can get from the Healthy Income Intensive program. And as I said earlier, if you enroll today, you only pay 2,000 USD. And the 10 secret I shared with you so far was to get you started, to get you started on the right direction to attract prosperity. But really, to attract prosperity big time, you need a healthy income intensive, because in this program, I designed a lot of tools for you to attract prosperity big time. And if you are ready, just click on the red link, Healthy Income Intensive. Then it will take you to the enrollment area, and you can just begin to enroll. And I want to share some bonuses with you when you enroll. So if you enroll today, look at the bonuses I can give to you. Bonus number 1 is I designed a self-assessment questionnaire for you to check your progress in all aspects of your life, including physical, emotional, and financial. So if you have this tool, you won't say, oh, I did not feel any results. When you see the results in black and white, you say, oh yeah, I made mistakes. I forgot. I was feeling awful before, and now I feel so much better. So yeah, human memory can fail, and when you put everything black and white, then you know you have made progress, and therefore you can have more confidence in yourself and in the program and in helping people as well. Now let's look at bonus number 2. Bonus number 2 is a very valuable one because I designed this template for you to set effective goals. Most people during the new year, they have a new year resolution, resolutions, plural. But year end, they are back to square one. Why? Because they do not know how to set effective goals and how to follow through. When you set the goals effectively and you follow through effectively, then you will accomplish a lot. Actually, when clients sign up for my commitment program, I insist they should follow through the template I give to them. And when they do that, then they make quantum leaps. And then they have leaps and bounds when they are on the commitment program. Now let's look at bonus number 3. This is a biggie because when you sign up today, you also can participate in the bi-monthly Q&A webinars with me. You can ask questions, any questions you have about the wealth accumulation. You can ask the questions and then you can accelerate your progress by leaps and bounds. So these Q&A programs, you can participate for 3 months when you register today for healthy income intensive. And you might say, oh, I'm foreign, means that you are outside the USA. Then guess what? I have a replay for you, even though you cannot participate in the live course because your work schedule or because time difference. I know it depends on where you are. Some places have even 15 or 16 time difference, 15 or 16 hours time difference between Los Angeles and their country. So don't worry, you will have to replay. And if you have questions you want to ask, just send me an email before the webinar and I will include your question and answers in the webinar and you can listen to the replay so you don't miss anything. Besides, you also hear other people's questions and answers too. So the total worth of these bonuses is more than $4,000. It's worth more than the program you paid. And I hope this is a no-brainer. You know you're going to get a lot from signing up for today, enrolling in the healthy income intensive program today. And I hope you can make a positive change today. A lot of people who did not get the wealth they want, it was because they were doing the negative things, the negative thinking, negative habit they had before. And now I'm sharing with you the positive habit that you will learn from the Healthy Income Intensive program. And if you enroll today, you will just pay $2,000 USD, and just click on the Healthy Income Intensive red link, and you will be able to enroll right there. If you are listening on the phone, just go to our website. By the way, our website is a mouthful, but actually it's very easy to remember. It's www.healthybody-healthymind-healthyincome.com. Let me repeat one more time. www.healthybody-healthymind-healthyincome.com. Go to the website and look for Healthy Income Intensive tab. Click on that and scroll down. You will go to the enrollment area and you will be able to enroll there easily. And besides what I shared with you so far, I also want to share with you some testimonials that people told me after they jump over the cliff, so to speak, to really dive deep into the program. But let's take another short break. Then you will hear a lot about these positive experiences people have. So let's take another 2 minutes break, and you can go to the bathroom or six water or cleansing balance tea, because I know some of you are on our herbal detox as well, and come back in 2 minutes, okay? Welcome back. Now let's look at the testimonials that my client shared with me. One of them is from Sandy from Florida. Basically what she said, you can read the screen if you are watching the web now. But basically what she said is that she felt she jumped over the cliff because in the beginning she felt that she could not afford the program. But once she pumped up her courage and jumped over the cliff, she was so glad she made the decision. In fact, she even blamed me for convincing her to jump over the cliff. But later on, she thanked me for doing that, because she said, if not because you encouraged me to do that, I would not be doing that, and I would not get the kind of results I get. So she was very grateful that I make her jump over the cliff, so to speak. Now, let's look at another testimonial. This is from Marilyn in London, UK. Basically, what she says, I offer her a success toolbox. The Healthy Income Intensive is like a large toolbox to her, and she can just pick up any tool to fix any financial ailment she has, and therefore all the financial problems she has are resolved as a result of using the tool in the large toolbox. In this healthy income intensive program, I do offer you quite a few tools that you can use. For example, making the bills disappear is one of them, and it's intriguing, isn't it? So just try all these tools I give to you, and you'll be amazed how they work, how well they work for you. The next one is Robert from Vancouver, Canada. Be aware, my clients are from over the world. They just love to hear what I got to say when they listen to me on the Taylor Summit. And this one is from UK. He said, Dr. J's healthy income intensive program is like a money book. When I open the book, I got an answer. Whenever I have questions, I just open the book and I got answers. So the program is like a money book. I can open anytime and get the money anytime, get the result I want anytime. And another thing was very interesting is that he even shared a program with his mother who was widowed, and she was widowed after she was retired. So she did not have enough money to pay the bills when her husband passed away. So she complained about not having enough money all the time to her son. Finally, her son was fed up, and he said, "Mom, why don't you enroll in this program, and I will lend you credit card to pay for this program. You just pay my credit card off as you go along." And lo and behold, she said yes. And guess what? Not only she paid off the son's credit card, she also manifest a new husband, and he is very wealthy. So her needs, wants, and desires are all taken care of now. It's the